Hi there, and welcome to another episode of Your Ideal Path, the Ideal Schools podcast. And I am delighted to be joined today by Louise Woodhouse. Hi, Louise, how are you?
Fine, thank you, Elaine. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. So, I thought you would be a really interesting person to have on the podcast because it's all about people's career paths and journeys and how they found themselves where they are. And I think you've had quite an interesting little meander through the world of careers and professions. So I thought I would have you on and find out a bit more about your journey to where you are now. So first of all, before we go back, tell us what you're doing now, Louise.
I run my own practice. So we do bookkeeping, offer accountancy services, payroll. We are a one-stop shop for small and micro companies.
Brilliant.
And I'm a tutor for Ideal Schools.
You absolutely are. And you are also a course author, are you not?
I am, yes.
Yes, so there's a lot of strings to that bow. But if you think back to where you started out, think back to even when you were at school. What did you want to be when you left school?
I actually wanted to be a doctor.
Did you? How interesting.
I didn't get the results I needed, but
Yep.
somebody pulled some strings and they actually got me into Sheffield to do medicine. And I turned it down because I said, oh no, I've got to do it on my own. Silly girl.
What were
But
you thinking?
looking back, it would not have been the right career choice for me.
Why not, do you think?
I'd be in tears.
Would you get too personally involved, do you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
So I went and did a degree in biology and chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did a master's in the biomedical applications of disease.
Mm-hmm.
And when I finished the honours degree and my master's, I tried to get into cancer research, and they said, "Oh no, you're far too qualified for this, and you don't have any experience." So I ended up, because obviously we all need to eat.
Yes.
I ended up working for BT.
Right.
In the
Okay.
accounts department.
Ah.
But I should say I'd already done bookkeeping for my father.
Right.
From about age 11, using an actual ledger.
Oh, the proper book.
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant.
So I started at BT in the accounts, but I quickly became the trainer for BT. So I used to go up and down the country teaching people how to use Word, Excel. You know, Microsoft was quite new then. I know that makes me really old.
I know, you don't like to share these things with people, sure you don't. You're like, I remember right at the beginning of Microsoft. Shh, no, I'm not that old.
I remember at uni, we only had Word Perfect, so it was just like a blue screen.
That's right.
We didn't have Microsoft at all. Microsoft was like a revelation, but
then
it meant all these adults that have been happily going around, you know, being BT employees, all of a sudden were forced to use Word, Microsoft, Excel. So I used to travel up and down the country. Then I became involved in sitting down with the software engineers for BT's new software.
Mm-hmm.
And it got to, I mean, I loved it, don't get me wrong, but it got to a point where I thought, well, hang on a minute. If I can teach people that really don't want to be taught,
mm-hmm.
then perhaps I should use my biology and chemistry and go and teach people that want to be taught.
So you went into secondary schools?
I know. I think that was slightly naive, thinking that they actually wanted to be taught.
A number of them
So I went into secondary school science teaching. And obviously I taught biology, chemistry and physics up to GCSE.
Wow, check you out.
And biology and chemistry at degree level, at A level. And then after school, I ran a maths club and I used to do some maths tutoring.
Brilliant.
So I think we can safely say that maths has always been a passion of mine and somewhere that I felt comfortable.
Yeah. And what do you think it is about it? Is it the kind of concrete right and wrong side of things? Yeah.
It's black and white.
Yeah. There's no room for interpretation.
English has never been my forte.
Yeah, yeah.
And any client that gets an email off me will know that. But I'm just like, I'm an I offer accountancy services.
Yeah.
Don't expect me to be brilliant with words.
No, but yet you are when we speak to you. So, it's all good. So that was how you ended up teaching. And then what was it that got you from teaching into retraining to this new career, to this role that you're in now, Louise?
I had my son who was diagnosed, well, it was evident quite quickly that something was slightly quirky, shall we say?
Yeah.
And he was diagnosed with autism and ADHD at 4 years old.
Okay.
I've actually discussed this with him, saying that this will be mentioned, and was he okay with it?
Yeah.
And I said, because it does form, obviously he's 18 now,
Yeah.
but it does form the basis of why I got into bookkeeping.
Absolutely. It's a big part of your story and why you've ended up where you are. And he's okay with you talking about it?
He's okay with me talking about it. And now that he's had further diagnosis, like he's got epilepsy, I wonder what on earth I would have done if
you'd stuck with
I
teaching.
hadn't been working from home.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was...
It's almost kismet.
Yes, so that was the catalyst then, was that you needed more flexibility, you needed to be able to be there for him.
Yes.
Okay. And then you decided to retrain and you ended up coming to Ideal Schools for that training, is that right?
Well, I rang Brian. I had no clue which qualifications I should go for. I rang Brian. He explained it to me and explained, the different pathways that I could have taken.
Yeah.
I chose the pathway. I signed up there and then, and I'm not joking, Elaine, but my son used to say to me, so how much are we down then? And I used to get the meaning about my training.
Yeah.
The money that I was spending on training. And now I still go back to him and go, do you know how much we're up now, kid?
Yeah. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So it was the ICB pathway that you went for?
It was, because of the ease of going into self-employment and not having to go and find work experience or go and work in an office for 6 months.
Yeah.
So I went with ICB. I've never looked back. And it's given me a whole new life. And I'll tell you now, Elaine, and this is the God's honest truth, when I rang Brian, he said to me, because obviously when you sign up, you can sign up for a lot of different courses. And he said, do you want to do corporation tax and drafting financial accounts for limited companies? And I said, no, Brian, absolutely no way. No way. I'll do self-assessment, but that is the top of where I can reach.
Yeah.
And here we are.
And now what do you do, Louise?
I do the whole lot.
You do it all. You do it all.
But I became aware. It was actually, I was having a new boiler put in, and I became aware this plumber came and he said to me, because the one thing that you should do when you're actually training with courses is take that file everywhere. So because he was working in the kitchen, I was sat at the dining room table with my files open, wanting to make a discussion because I knew he'd be self-employed.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I wanted to have a discussion about what I was doing. And we got onto it and he said, well, I'm a limited company. He said, so you need to train in limited companies because I need better accountancy services than I'm getting at the moment. And so I did.
And is he a client?
He is a client.
That's brilliant.
Yes.
That's brilliant. And I remember when we did a webinar way back on getting started in practice, you said every interaction you have with anyone that could be a potential client, you make sure they know what you do for a living. And that's it in action, isn't it?
It is. And even in the school playground, when I was going to pick Adam up, I used to talk to people, find out who was self-employed, who was just starting out on new businesses, told all my friends. I was very, very public on Facebook especially
Yep.
about what I was doing and what I was achieving, because I did actually find I was quite good at it.
Yeah. It turns out that you're almost so good that people want you to tutor it. There you are.
Yeah. And don't forget, I got a Student of the Year.
You did get a Student of the Year. Very well deserved. And you've since won Tutor of the Year as well, haven't you?
But I think it's the black and whiteness of it.
Yeah. It really appeals to the way your brain works.
Yes,
No,
it really, really does.
I think if you find the thing that's your thing, then that's absolutely wonderful in this life, and it is obviously clearly something that you really excel in. You also get really involved with your students, don't you? You love bringing people on and helping people get more confident in their studies.
I do. Because if I can do it, Elaine, anybody can, really.
I know, but you say that, but people will be looking at you thinking, oh, she's got all these qualifications, she's involved in authoring courses, she's involved in tutoring and all of that. I could never access that. I could never reach that level. But they totally can, can't they?
They can. They can. And I've had an absolutely lovely email today off a student who told me about her first mock on a level 4. I replied and she said, but I couldn't have done this without you. She said, you've given me the confidence and got me over my self-doubt.
Yeah.
And I think that is a really, really important part of my job. And it's probably one of my favourite parts of the job, is giving them confidence. Because there's a lot of students that I meet outside of ideal schools.
Yeah.
And they've got the qualifications, but they're not using them.
Yeah.
And so if they work this hard to get the qualification, I want them to know that, yes, every first is a little bit scary.
Yep.
But your second will be easier, your third will be easier than that. And they can do this. And that is the best part of tutoring.
Yeah, that's what you get the most out of, isn't it? I think that connection and getting people over that hurdle. Why do you think imposter syndrome is so rife in the home study side of things? Do you think it is specific to home study? Do you think it's specific to bookkeeping and accounting? Or why do you think it is such a thing?
When I finished, I used to say, I feel like a carpenter that has never touched a piece of wood.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have studied from home, we've done it alone, we have got amazing feedback off our tutors who've kept us on the straight and narrow and have helped us understand where we were having slight brain blocks.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you still feel like you haven't touched a set of books. And the best thing to do is just get out there and get a set of books.
Yeah.
And I think you've got to push yourself. You've got to ignore the imposter syndrome, say it's actually lack of experience.
Yeah.
And then get yourself the experience.
Yeah. And what do you do if you hit some major stumbling block in that first sort of set of books that you come across? Who can you turn to in that scenario?
But the thing is, okay, so one of my first sets of books, Elaine, and this is absolute truth, was 12 years worth of tax returns. So I remember going to go and collect everything. It was all in black bags. I could literally hardly see out of my car because of all these black bags. I drove them home. And if you start at the bookkeeping, so putting every single receipt and every single, they were sales till rolls.
Mm-hmm.
So if you put all that in, into your, and I did it year by year, so into the software.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're gaining a lot of knowledge about the business, about what they're paying for, about what you should expect, which is huge.
Yeah.
So say, for instance, if they've had rates one year because they have more than one premises, or they've got large premises, you should be looking for it for the next year.
Yeah.
You get to know each client's business. And I think once you're in it, living and breathing it, there isn't much room for self-doubt, because once you're in, you're in. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
No, it does make sense. So you almost learn by doing, which is what you were saying earlier about getting over the imposter syndrome. The best thing is just to crack on and do it. So once you actually start to get through the accounts, you start to get through the paperwork, you start to realise how their business works, the cycles it works in, what to expect at different times of the year and all of that. Do you think the developments with MTD, dare I say it, for income tax are going to make that easier, harder, the same? Or have I asked you that in a bad day?
Well, it's peculiar to me because the rules are that anybody can press the quarterly button, so I'll still have to go in and perform my magic at the end
Yeah,
of it
yeah,
and make sure they're not claiming anything that isn't
yeah.
a claim tax deductible expense. At this moment in time, Elaine, I think it's going to make life harder. But
Okay.
I'm happy to be, I'm happy to be wrong.
Yeah, you're happy to be
We'll get
proven
there.
wrong.
I mean, again, this is a new thing, isn't it? So it's a
Yeah,
new thing that I think that possibly all of us are going, because there's so much, for us, there's so much admin to do around this.
yeah.
But
But do you
once
think,
we've got past the
yeah,
admin, once we've got into it, once the newness has gone, then it'll become something normal, just like MTD for VAT.
yeah. I think it's that thing of getting everybody's accounts all set up properly and all of that stuff at the beginning that can cause teething problems that just make it a bit frustrating. But I think once it's up and running and it's working,
Yes.
hopefully as it's rolled out, they'll get more and more, everything will just kind of get a bit more streamlined and a bit more efficient. But the beginning of something new is always a bit of a learning curve, isn't it?
Well, there's a lot of admin,
I know.
and I dislike admin.
No, I know. It's not why you're in bookkeeping, is it?
No, not.
No, well, that's interesting. But yeah, I think if I had gone to a client and they'd given me 12 years worth of paperwork in bin bags, I might have run a mile. Or
Well, I
did you
think,
not know any different? Or did you think, oh, well, this is what it's like?
no, I actually thought, fantastic.
Did
This is
you?
going to give me the scariest experience so that there will be no further worries. Because if you're getting a bag and you're having to go back to 2010,
Yeah,
so if you imagine that the tax year that I learned through self-assessment and did the exams on was 2017, 2018,
yeah,
and I was going back to pre-2010, having to look up what the tax thresholds were then,
yeah.
what the national insurance thresholds were. I think that by doing something so hard at the start, I thought, well, if I can do this, I can do
I
anything.
can do anything. So it was a baptism of fire, but it worked out for you in the long run. It gave
Yes.
you confidence in the long run. Okay. And what are we saying to people who get given 12 years of stuff in bin bags nowadays? Run or consider
Go
it?
for it.
Go for it. We're still saying go for it. Okay, that's good.
Well, I think at the end of the day, Elaine, one of my biggest things is I've got to make clients compliant.
Yes, absolutely.
This client was in tears because she knew she wasn't compliant.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm not only making her compliant, but I'm alleviating her worries that wake
Yeah.
her up at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm still doing a little bit of good for the world.
Absolutely. A lot of good for the world.
And I think that that's the teacher in me, though, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. You're quite solution focused, I think, in that way. It's like I want to try and help people to get past this massive bump in the road that they've hit and as you say, become compliant and stop waking up in the middle of the night. It's about helping people and giving them confidence, isn't it?
So say for new clients are always very jittery because they don't know what they don't know, so they don't know what to ask.
Yeah.
And so I always over-explain everything, but tell them, you don't need to make notes on this. I'll send you an email.
Yeah.
And then give them a to-do list.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they're only scared because they don't know.
Yeah.
So if you supply the knowledge, as
Yeah.
well as being here to keep them compliant and do the actual work, you then calm them down as well. So
Yeah.
I suppose I'm very privileged.
Do you think so? And why do you say that?
Because I still get to do, even though I'm not doing what a lot of people would say is one of the most exciting jobs in the world.
Yeah.
I am still helping people in my own very own little way of saying, okay, I know you must be scared, but you're scared because you don't know.
Yeah.
And the fear of the unknown is the worst fear.
Yeah.
So let me give you the knowns.
Yeah.
Let me help you with the information, and we'll take it from there. So even though I'm doing compliancy jobs, I'm still having a lot of client interaction and still
Yeah.
helping them.
And that those relationships that you had with the people that you trained at BT, that you had in the classroom with the young people that you were working with, that you have with your students now, it's a relationship that builds confidence and trust and gets the person over a hurdle. I think that's obviously what you're meant to be doing. It's obviously what you're really very good at. Um, what do you think have been the big benefits to you and your family of being self-employed, of being freelance and working the way that you do with your own practice?
Definitely being here for my son.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, so after the autism, the ADHD, we've had chronic acid reflux that was seriously hurting his tonsils. He'd got
yeah,
tonsil stones, they're puckered, they're disgusting. We then had him having stigmatisms in his eyes.
yeah.
We've had, basically, he's had a really, really rough ride.
He
And
has, and so have you.
the fact that I can be there for him
Yeah,
and work around him is absolutely. So if he needs me, he gets me.
yeah,
But I can still work. So when he was younger, I could work when he was in bed.
yeah.
Um, these days I get up earlier, so I still work while he's in bed.
Yep, parent to teenagers too here, so I know that one's
Teenagers.
true. Yeah.
So working around him, but being able to support him fully, it's been absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. So do you think that for anybody out there who's thinking about this and is thinking, no, I'm still terrified. It's all very well to hear all of this and to hear about your journey and the change that it's made to you, to be there for your son, for your family, but I'm still too scared. I'm still going to stick to what I'm doing. I don't know that I've got the courage to make that leap. What would you say to them?
They could try going part-time.
Yep,
They could then start doing it 1 or 2 days a week.
yep,
This is some of my clients have done this.
yep,
Then they've seen how successful they are working for themselves as opposed to working for somebody else.
yep,
And then they'll drop another day.
yep,
But then they might even go fully once they know. It all depends on a person's money situation, really,
yeah,
because we all need to pay the bills.
yep,
And so if they are scared because they're a single parent family and it would be too much of a big jump, try dropping 1 day a week
yep,
down, and then just progress from there. And once you feel that you've got enough of a client base that would be enough for you to stand on your own 2 feet, let the PAYE go.
yeah,
Because it gives you flexibility. I mean, I've been out for a lovely dog walk in the sunshine today.
yeah, yeah,
You get to smell the roses when you can, if you see what I
yeah,
mean, at your own time,
yeah,
which
yeah,
I think is really important. And yeah, I mean, it does depend on, so I've got a lot of students that have got full-time jobs
yep,
and are studying around it.
yep,
I studied while Adam was just at school,
yeah,
because obviously I couldn't study when he was home. But so I suppose I was one of the lucky ones as well that, I had that time to put
yeah,
in.
yeah.
But yes, you can stagger it. I say go for it.
Yeah, I think so. And I think I think it's that thing as well. What you're saying is it doesn't have to be all or nothing. I think that's what people think. They've either got to, chuck everything away. I'm, binning what I'm doing now, and I'm going to make a completely fresh start. It doesn't need to be like that initially. It can be a little, slightly gradual move from one to the other, can't it?
It can. And honestly, for some of my clients and for some of my students as well, the knowledge of, say if you've got a PAYE job,
Yeah.
and you could have a decent wage of £50,000 a year,
Mhm.
but when you start to do one day on your own and you realise how much you can make on your own
Yeah.
in that one day,
Yeah.
it's the PAYE 50,000 starts to be a little less attractive
Yeah. Yeah.
because you're also getting some time back for you.
Yeah.
You're getting to work from home, so I got a dog as well.
Yeah.
So it allows you to do things that you wanted to do. Say if at the moment I wasn't preparing for Making Tax Digital, it's a beautiful sunny day, I could say to myself, right, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go and do a few hours gardening in the sunshine, and I'll work later on tonight.
Yeah.
There's so much freedom from self-employment that you don't get from a PAYE job.
No. And I think it's that thing, people think, I mean, certainly teaching people for years, I mean, I was a teacher for years as well, think it's very, very family friendly. And to an extent it is, in the sense that, you're off on holiday when your kids are off on holiday and things like that. But there's no flexibility about when you are able to take time off. Even unpaid leave can be turned down if it doesn't suit, what's going on in the institution. So I think it's that side of things, that genuine flexibility that you have to balance with the financial side of things as well, isn't it?
It is. My practice does really well now.
I know it does. How many clients have you got now?
374.
Tiny then, quite low key.
5 members of staff.
Yeah.
So, and they do the admin and the bookkeeping.
Yeah.
Apart from for Making Tax Digital.
You secretly love it. Anyway, I'm gonna start to wind this up but we could talk for ages. I know you and I could talk for ages. You know that we often do talk for ages. So I'm delighted that you've had the chance to come on and people have had a chance to kind of hear a bit about what your story has been. But I think it's hugely inspiring to have someone who's come through, the different careers that you've had and the different jobs that you've had, and to have a practice that's so successful. It's fantastic, and what a brilliant thing for our students to be able to get the benefit of your experience and your knowledge as they're learning. And I know how much they value that and how much confidence it gives them. So thank you so much for coming on Your Ideal Path.
Thank you for having me, Elaine.
Lovely to see you, Louise.
I hope I didn't yabber on too much.
Not at all. Not at all. That was perfect. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.